Good morning, students. I'm Ashish Shrivastava here with a new topic of science, that is sorting of materials in groups. Basically, this chapter belongs to the classification of the things. So first of all, what is the classification? Students, you have seen in the shop of clothings, the different kinds of the cloths are putting together in a particular section. Like the cotton shirts are at a place, t-shirts at the place, jeans at the places, sweaters at different place. So why they put these things in different places? One thing that comes into knowledge, that it is easy to find a particular thing. Suppose that if I want to purchase a jeans, then I should go to the jeans section, and there we will find our desirable jeans. If I want a cotton shirt, then I go to the section of cotton shirt. There I will get the cotton shirt. So if we put them in a group, then it is easy to us to work with them and finding them. It is the first profit. And the second one thing, to learn the properties. Since all the cotton fabric have the same properties, so if a shirt is made up of cotton, either a pant is made up of cotton, either something other cloths that are made up of cotton having the same properties, means having the capacity of absorption of sweat, transportation of air, it is easy, light in weight. So in such way we can tell the properties of the other cotton made cloths easily. So whatever we are things around us, so you have seen so many things are around us. These things have different properties, different shape, different kind, different colors. So basically if we want to classify the things, let's start with some basic properties. Let's compare yourself with a pen. You can walk. Is the pen also walk? You can drink the water. The pen is also drink the water. You are very small when you have the age of 1 or 2 years. Now you are taller. So pen or this marker also getting the height day by days? No, means they have no growth. We lives on earth about lifespan of human being about 60-70 years generally. So does they have the life of 60-70 years? It is uncertain. Maybe they will live long if we put it at a place and nobody will touch it. So it will be remains for 1,000 years. But if I use it or somebody use it, it will finish after a few years or few months also. So here we are discussing the properties. So we have come to the conclusion that there are two kinds of the things. One is living like us, and second is non-living like that, this marker or the pen. So in such way we divide the things into main two groups. One is living thing and second is non-living things. What are the properties of the living things and what are the properties of non-living things? They are just opposite to each other. Living things like us have growth, we can respirate, we can eat food, we can move according to our need, we can reproduce, we can excrete. So many things we do in nature, but non-living things cannot do a single these activities. They cannot move themselves. They have no growth. They cannot respirate or they cannot breathe. So that's why here I have divided the things into groups according to their dissimilarities. Why I am doing that? Beta ji, basically while we are going to classify, that is important point, keep it in your mind, we always classify the things according to their similarities, either their dissimilarities. So here first group we have created on the dissimilarities, because the properties of the living and non-living things are not matches to each other. But the property of all living things matches to each other, and the properties of non-living things also matches to each other. So further, our living things divided into two main groups. One is plants and animals. Both are living, but why they are separated to each other? As you students know, the plants are living things, but they are producers. They produce their food themselves with the help of photosynthesis. This reaction is known as the photosynthesis. While the animals cannot produce their food themselves, they depends on the plants. So all the plants having the same properties. That's why the plants of whole worlds come into this group, that is plant. While the all animals like us, dogs, cows, others, they are come into the group of animals. Birds also come into the group of animals. But the group of animal is further divided into two parts. One is mammals, or those cannot fly, having no wings, and those have the wings. Means those are reproducing the eggs, that is birds. Those are not reproducing the eggs, they are reproducing babies. So that you will learn in next class. But here we are come to the end of this section. So why we put them to different groups? Because plants are producers and the animals are consumers. So here we have put them on their food habit. So they are producing food and they are consuming the food. Now come to the non-living things. Non-living things, not just like the living things. So how to we classify them into different groups? It is very difficult to put them in 2 or 3 groups, because some materials, some things have the same property but made up of different kind, like the diamond and the glass. Both are very shiny, having same luster, everything, but both are made up of different kind of the materials. So on the basis of sign, we can put glass and diamond into same group, or also other shining things into this group. But on the basis of the material, we cannot put them together. So there are huge number of groups of non-living things around us. So we will discuss some groups and we will make these groups according to our needs. So what kind of the groups may be there of non-living things? Let's see. The first group of the non-living things may be their texture. What is the textures of the things? Like some things are very smooth, some are very rough. Some are like fur-like. So iron have the different surface structure, copper have the different, gold have the shining surface, shining textures. So in such way, the non-living things also put it together according to their textures. Textures further can be divided into some parts: shining, non-shining, rough, smooth. So we can further divide this group into subgroups according to their abundant, from where they come. So few things are found in nature free, but few things are made by the man. This man is not found in the nature, while the stones, your soils, your plants, they are found into the nature. But this pen is not found in nature. This pen, this marker is made up of plastic. So plastic is not found into the nature. Rubber, nylon, these things are not found in the nature. Glass also. So we can divide the non-living things. We can make a group from their occurrence, from there they comes from. So on the basis of, we can divide this group further into two parts. One is man-made, second is non-man-made, that is natural things. So air, water, stone, soil, these are natural things. While the plastic, glass, these are man-made things. This marker is also man-made. It is not found in the nature. Right? Next, according to the color, we can divide them into, on the basis of color. So according to color, we can put the things together. Like you are putting your colors together into group also. If you purchase the colors, you get the 12 kind of the colors in a packet. But if you have more colors, so you can put them like red in a one place, pink at a one place, black at a one place, green at one place. So according to their color, you can put them together and you will make a new group. Right? So there are so many. Here I have taken 3 examples in which we can put them. Also they have so many groups, like the solubility in water. Few materials, few things are dissolved into the water, few are not dissolved into the water. Like the salt, sugar, they can easily dissolve into the water. While the chalk powder, dust, or the metal pieces, they cannot dissolve into the water. So on the basis of solubility, we can divide into groups. Or so many groups you can create. Right? Transparency. Let's talk about the transparency, that one more group. Like this pen, this duster, and I have this set square made up of plastic. So you can see, guys, we cannot see through this duster. I am not able to see you right now. But I can see you very light through this plastic piece, that is set square. I can see you very lightly. But if I use a piece of glass, I can see you very clearly. So on the view of the transparency, we can make 3 further subgroups. One is transparent, translucent, and opaque. Opaque things are those through which we cannot see, like this duster. I cannot see anything through this duster if I put it before my eyes. This plastic is translucent. This partially, we can see the things partially through it. So this kind of the material that is little bit whitey roughness over there, these are known as the translucent. Like your butter paper, tracing paper, they are also translucent. While my goggles is made up of glass, and through it I can see you very clearly. So such kind of the materials are known as the transparent material. So guys, that's all for today. Next day we will discuss the different kind of the non-living things and we will discuss their properties. So that's all for today. Have a nice time.